What's up, everybody? Dev Del Molino back here today with my double dirty chai. I'm fresh out of work. How was work, you ask?
It fucking sucked.
Anyways, I thought I would do a new kind of review for you guys today, and that would be a concert review. And better yet, we're actually going to do a review of two different concerts that I've been to in the past week. The first concert I was at was on the 19th. Me and a homie from UW went and saw British rapper Skepta. Now, if you're not familiar with Skepta, which a lot of people are not, the most recent and relatable thing to kind of pin him to for you guys would be his interlude that he did on the More Life album. But yeah, he is one of the most popular, most prominent musicians to come out of the subgenre of hip-hop that is called grime music, pretty much entirely based out of the UK. These musicians are well known for their very fast-paced, heavy, synthetic, 4x4 beat patterns, as well as their funny accents. But yeah, the show was put on at the Neumos Theater, which is in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Seattle. And there's actually no openers that are traveling with him on the Band from the USA tour that he is doing right now. So instead, there was this 2-hour DJ set of these local guys who actually did a pretty well-researched set, and they were getting really deep into some grime music. I honestly have a very surface level knowledge of the genre, but they were cutting it up. It was really good stuff. If I knew their names, I would shout them out, but I do not. But fast forward to Skepta's set, super dope. Super short, but super dope. You know, in listening to his music, it is extremely concert friendly. All the instrumentals that make up the Konnichiwa album, which was, you know, pretty much the primary source of his material for this concert, is really heavy, hard-hitting stuff, fast-paced, really clear and sharp instrumentals as well. Even in a concert setting, the sounds really punch right through the crowd. And so to be entirely honest, Skepta didn't need to do much to get the crowd going. Really, the music spoke for itself, and he honestly didn't have crazy energy or crazy stage presence. I did appreciate his little bits in between songs when he would talk. He's a real funny dude, really cool personality. And his stage presence is there. I don't want to say that it's not. It's just that it really didn't need to be. And so he performed all the most popular songs from, like I said, Konnichiwa. He did perform the Skepta interlude off the Drake More Life album. What I did think was interesting, though, was one of the more popular songs and commercial and radio-friendly songs that is on that album, Ladies Hit Squad, did not make it onto the set list, which I find interesting. But I also find it to be a pretty good decision, as, again, it's one of the songs that has a much more scaled back beat. It's a song that could have done okay on the set list, but it has a lot of features, and like I said, it's not the most concert-friendly instrumental either. Songs that specifically got shit going pretty hard was Man, Lyrics, It Ain't Safe had the crowd popping. He played that one really early. He did go back and do some quote-unquote mixtape shit that honestly I wasn't really aware of. He finished out the set with Shut Down, which I believe is his most popular song. I'm not entirely sure, but you know, it did just that. Crowd was absolutely shut down by the end of it. And like I said, it was a pretty short set, only about 45 minutes of music, but I wasn't really mad at it. You know, I had a lot of fun, and pretty much every song that he did had the crowd jumping pretty hard. So if Skepta is not someone that you have peeped yet, I would check out his latest album, Konnichiwa. He has been a big presence in the UK rap scene for a long time. So if you like that album, definitely dig into some of his older stuff. He has a lot of material. And overall, I would give the Skepta concert a feels good man out of feels good man. Now, fast forward to the following week, a couple days ago on the 25th, I went to the SuperDuperKyle concert. Now, if Kyle is another artist that you are not familiar with, he is best known for his smash single right now, I Spy, that has my man Lil Boat, Lil Yachty on it. And the whole time frame surrounding these tour dates is really funny to me, because the tour and all the dates in it were scheduled before I Spy was, you know, such a prominent record on the radio. And so the Seattle concert was originally scheduled also at Neumos. But again, he's getting so big so fast that this thing had to be moved to a bigger venue, the Showbox, which is downtown. And so like I said, you know, he is gaining a lot of really big mainstream success. People really like the I Spy record, and as they go back into more and more of his material, which he has a pretty good amount of that, people are finding a lot that they like. And I think, you know, he appeals really well to commercial standards. But like I said, the crowd that he is gaining is definitely a mainstream crowd. And so, to not much of my surprise, the crowd was majority white, which, you know, it's Seattle, so it makes sense, but also a large quantity of teenagers. And so for me, being a mixed adult male, something was just really funny about, the DJ sets come on and they're playing like some, Kendrick or some shit, and all these white teenagers in the crowd like, man down, where you from? Nigga! Fuck who you know, where you from, my nigga! But what can you do, right? Kyle's opener was Cousin Stizz, someone whose name I knew but was not super aware of his music. And he came out, and probably the biggest beef with his set that I had was two things. Just the sound of his music, I think, doesn't really fit that well in the concert setting. They get a little muddled in the live speakers and the big crowd. And he definitely had some songs with really good hooks that fit really well in the concert setting, but there were definitely a couple that he played that the hooks are a little bit more spacey and non-essential to the record. And there were just a lot of moments where it felt like he was kind of losing the crowd, especially during the verses. Now, the second thing I found to be a problem during his set was his stage presence. His personality was cool. In between songs, I liked the moments when he was talking to the crowd. He's telling everyone in the crowd, I'm Cousin Stizz, so, all of y'all are my new family. Good little shtick. But when it actually got down to the songs themselves, I just don't think his performance of those songs was strong enough yet. And he wasn't really commanding the crowd as much as I think he could have, or getting everyone pumped up as much as he really could have as well. It was funny because the moments where people were actually getting pretty hyped up was when his DJ was coming out onto the crowd and kind of getting everyone lit. But he did have a couple songs that did pretty well. He has a song called Fresh Prince that sounds really good both in your headphones and, in a concert venue as well. And then he performed a relatively new song that he has just come out with called Headlock, which features Offset from the Migos, and that was a really dope track. The chorus on this song is chantable and also has a party vibe to it. Ideal for concerts. I put the drink in a headlock, and it's really dope. The Offset verse, really dope. Overall sound, really good, and I think this should be a strong single for him moving forward. And same thing for a lot of the records that I heard in concert. You go back and you actually listen to them yourselves, and these songs are pretty good. I think he has a decent sound. But even some of his biggest records like 500 Horses or, Living Like Khaled didn't have a lot of punch to them when you heard them in the concert. And it just didn't really seem like he had enough stage experience yet to the point where, again, he could really command the crowd or get people lit up when he wanted them to. There just were a lot of moments where people in the crowd are standing and just kind of nodding their heads, not really dancing all that much, when realistically his music is supposed to be a little more hype, a little more crowd heavy. So if I had to put a stamp on it, I would give Cousin Stizz a feels meh out of feels good, man. But I would not discourage you guys from going back and listening to his music because what he has so far is a pretty decent catalog. Definitely worth looking into if you're looking for a new artist. And finally, we get to SuperDuperKyle. SuperDuperKyle brought out SuperDuperBrick as his DJ, someone who has featured on a lot of his music, has been a road dog of his for quite some time if you've been listening to his music since he's come out. First thing that happened that was super funny was Brick comes out, he's doing another DJ set. He comes out all, yo, what the fuck is up, Portland? Which, we're not in Portland at all, but I'm hyped because, I'm from Portland, so I'm like, yeah, what up, Portland? All these people in the crowd are all like, what the, no. But, other than forgetting where he was, Brick's DJ set was dope. Kyle comes out, and his set is kind of honestly what I expected from him. I didn't think it would be a bad concert. I think the music that he makes applies really well to the people that are going to show up. The best thing about Kyle is his very bright and elaborate soundscapes. His instrumentals have always just had so much color to them and are so high definition. Again, music that sounds really good coming out of concert speakers. All of the choruses that show up on his music are really well written, and specifically for the music that he is most well known for, those hooks are extremely catchy and super sing-along type tracks. Songs like Doubt It, Really, Really, Yeah, Sex and Super Smash Bros. Songs that crowds can easily gravitate towards. Also songs that if you don't know the lyrics to it, you can learn them pretty easily, which is funny because most of his hooks are not like dumb, easy hooks either. Now there was one point in the concert towards the end where he took a surfboard and stage dove out into the crowd and then stood up on the surfboard and was actually crowd surfing. It was pretty epic. And so he finishes his set, Of course there's an encore, and of course it's I Spy. Something I want to talk about that my homie Jake Mackey mentioned on Facebook, and I want to repeat this sentiment, is that the encore is entirely overdone across the board, because he gets through this entire set and sings the last song that's not I Spy and leaves as if, you know, he's not going to come back and play I Spy. And it's just like, I don't get the point if you're just gonna literally step off stage for 30 seconds and then come back and perform the song that everyone knew you were going to perform when you left, and you didn't sing it. But, you know, maybe that's just me and Jake Mackey. Overall though, fun concert. Good concert. Happy to see Kyle making moves, gaining a lot of new fans, going on a big tour. And I look forward to seeing him make more moves, get bigger, and headline another bigger tour when he comes back to Seattle. So yeah, that's it. That is the concert review by Dev Del Molino. I'm gonna go to more concerts in the future, and I'm gonna review more concerts in the future. And then I will film myself driving aimlessly and talking to you guys while I do it. Be on the lookout for more of my stuff. Subscribe, follow, comment on my stuff. Whatever you do, just keep in touch with your man, Dev Del Molino. Dev Del Molino, out!